What's up, class? You're watching The Short Answer. I'm Mr. Lamb, and today's question is, what is MSG and is it bad for you? Alright, I don't doubt that you heard of MSG before, so what is it? MSG stands for Monosodium Glutamate, and it's a common additive you see in lots of food in restaurants, in Asian foods especially. Hot Cheetos, noodle soups, canned soups, Chinese foods, cup noodles, ramen, all the good foods. This was first brought to the scientific community's attention when scientists noted people experience headaches after eating Chinese food and actually deemed this syndrome Chinese restaurant syndrome. That's offensive. But is it? Not really, because my grandfather had a Chinese restaurant and I remember he had a giant tub of MSG that was literally the size of me when I was a kid, laying around in his kitchen, in his restaurant. MSG was very common in the 90s. Nowadays, it's still extremely common, but you're seeing restaurants and food labels and all of these different places starting to move away from using MSG because of the controversy surrounding MSG and its health effects. Contrary to popular belief, MSG is not just some dirty chemical synthesized in a lab. MSG is actually naturally occurring in some foods, including seaweed, tomatoes, cheese, and other foods that are associated with an umami or kind of meat tasting like savory flavor. When I was a kid, I heard lots of stories of MSG causing lots of things like headaches, nausea, vomiting. It'll cause dementia, it'll cause Alzheimer's disease and all that stuff. But in actuality, the research is inconclusive. Double-blind studies done on human test subjects show that there is no statistical significance between those administered MSG and those in the control group. But don't take my word for it. Check out the description for sources. However, remember the name monosodium glutamate? Well, glutamate is actually a neurotransmitter that's used in your brain between neurons, and glutamate can actually start damaging your nerve cells, and that is backed by laboratory studies. So if you have too much glutamate in your brain region and your glutamate receptors are overactive, then your neurons basically swell up and lyse, or they rupture and die. So there is evidence for that. Check out the links for that study as well. Other studies show that MSG can cause headaches in individuals if they eat 3 grams of MSG without food, which is kind of a weird study. For comparison's sake, scientists say that most foods only contain 0.5 grams of MSG. What are they using as a baseline? I have no idea, and I can't seem to find any information on that on the internet. So hopefully we can find that out and I can add it to the video later on. So the short answer, is MSG bad for you? And the answer is potentially, could be, maybe. We don't have the data to back it up yet, but we think it is, and it certainly can cause neuron damage. Alright, thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and like it and subscribe. As always, leave your questions/comments in the comments section and stay curious.